Well. I'm here today to discuss the truth about everyone's favourite heavy hero. The shocking truth, some might say. A truth so profound and unknown and secret that you'll be left shocked. That, today, is the shocking truth of who we're talking about, which is the topic of today's video, which I will get to in a moment. That truth, which we'll be talking about, is one of great significance and importance, which is why I'll be talking about it in this video. The shocking truth of the character that we're talking about. The one that today's video is about. The shocking truth. A truth so shocking that you'll be shocked. Which is the topic of today's video. I won't keep this bit going. We're going to be talking about today is Hitokiri. She won the poll. The poll of who should get the whiteboard treatment next. Coffee's good for you. Starbucks is shit though. Don't sponsor me. So today I want to talk about Hero. I want to talk about why she's hated in the community and why she shouldn't be. I also only play the male version because the big Nunga Nungas. He has my perfect gym body goal. So, Hitokiri, the shocking truth, which I'll talk about in this video, which I'll get to in a second. That second being now. I think Hitokiri is far too hated in the community, and I truly believe that Hitokiri is one of the more fun characters I've ever played in my entire life. We'll get started on why I think she's fun. By the way, the reasons I think she's fun is probably the reasons why Hitokiri is hated. Okay, start off. I'm not biased at all. The Infinite Heavies are very funny. Infinite Heavies. So she has, I don't know what the name of it, Infinite Heavies, right? Normally when characters have infinite change, it's a mix of light heavies, bashes, whatever. There's stuff that's kind of annoying. So the Infinite Heavies is a really fun kind of change. You can play Hitokiri and never once throw a light attack and it still be viable. It is goated. She did receive, though, a little bit of a nerf to her kit, which basically means her hyper armor is now slower. Like it doesn't kick in as fast. Which, to be fair, is probably for the best, right? Because during the Infinite Heavies, each heavy is hyper armored after a certain point. You can guard break them though, as long as you guard break before the hyper armor kicks in. Or at least you could. I don't know whether you can now, but we'll keep going with the perhaps misinformation that you can. Her Infinite Heavies, they're like Shigokis. So while Hitokiri is just worse Shigoki, still good, right? Because Shigoki is very good. Okay. So her heavies have 3 charge. They too have Ra, which is raw-ass heavy. They too have Wa, which is weird-ass heavy. And they also have Fa. But in this case, Fa stands for funny and happy, which is what it makes me feel. So you've got Ra, which are your raw-ass heavies. They're just normal timed heavies. You've got your weird-ass heavies, where you can kind of charge it, but you can throw it in between the normal time of the heavy and the full charged heavy, right? Cool. Now, they're all dope. The actual fully charged heavy often tracks dodge attacks, and I will give you a little tip. If somebody is dodge attacking you, a lot as Hitokiri, half charge your heavies and throw it in a side direction. You will catch them unless it's Lawbringer, then you won't. Or Conqueror, then you won't. Or anybody with extended dodge attack, like Warmonger for some reason, and most of the Chinese heroes. So as long as you're not dealing with ballerinas, you'll get them, right? Cool. This Infinite Heavies is basically the block of her kit. Very funny. You can, after throwing a heavy, throw a bash. Now this bash has 4 different things you can do from it. You can throw small kick, which is a high kick. That is quite a quick bash, and you can use that to basically do mental games with your opponents, right? You can pretend to do small bash, and then don't. Then don't. So you can feint Hitokiri's bash, which is cool. Especially if people get used to you throwing the small kick, which is a high kick, but it's a small one. It's tiny. You get a heavy off this kick, which is nice. You can also do a hyper-armoured version of this bash, which is the low kick, which is your big kick. So when you do your low kick, that's your fully charged, and that will sweep people. You'll still get hit, but you'll trade. Essentially, you can sweep people after a dodge attack, and then you can follow up with a heavy. It also puts them on the floor, so your Manganda can get the ball slam off. Or Centurion can get the yeah off, right? Okay. Hitokiri's infinite heavies is cool. She also has a dodge attack, but who cares? The zone's pretty good too. That's her entire kit, right? You can throw lights, and then the ending light in a chain, I think is hyper armored. So you can throw one hyper armored light. You don't really do that with Hitokiri though. Your whole game plan is to keep throwing different timed heavies at people and bashes until they mentally give up. When they mentally give up, you've won, and you get your execution. You're fucking with people. Hitokiri is a character that you fuck with people heavily. Just make their brains melt, right? Just make them explode. Hitokiri is mind games. Because in reality, most of her kit, or his kit, depends what kind of version you play, most of the kit that Hitokiri has is very easily dealable, right? But her kit isn't good because of how easy it is to deal with. It's because you can keep unrelenting pressure up, and if you keep mixing it up and you're keeping them guessing, and then because you're playing Hitokiri, let's be honest, you're playing brain dead, right? As you should. There are a couple stages to Hitokiri, I'll go through them in a minute, but the mind games basically is you keep throwing stuff at weird timings to throw your opponent off, and because you've got hyper armor, you can make a couple of mistakes and your health pool's pretty good too. But yeah, you want to fuck with your opponent. And nothing makes somebody more mad than a Hitokiri, especially if you teabag them when you kill them. Because they feel like it's cheap. And then they just let Varangian Guard just in the gameplay just be like, oh, Hitokiri's the problem. No. Varangian Guard's the issue. Right. Hitokiri is a mind games characters. You want to fuck with them. I mean, that says you want to fuck, but you want to fuck with them, right? Mind games are incredibly important when it comes to Hitokiri. However, you have two types of Hitokiri. You have the Hitokiri player that says, no, I'm different. I think about what I'm throwing, and they're always shit. If a Hitokiri player has to think about what they're throwing, immediate ultimate doo-doo garbage dog water, right? Because in reality, if you play like Lawbringer or like Shigoki or Conqueror or anybody with a dodge bash, this bash becomes fucking pointless because it beats all of these stages. You have to feint to neutral and dodge attack. So it just removes half your kit. But then, that's where the mind games come in. If you play like a complete and utter mentally inebriated person, somebody with who is... I'm trying to think of a word that won't get me cancelled. Who is mentally impeded. If you don't play like somebody who's mentally impeded with Hitokiri, you lose. The goal of playing Hitokiri is, right, you want to basically play as stupid as possible so the enemy doesn't know what you're going to do. If you can actually turn your brain off and play Hitokiri, you've won. Because if you don't know what you're throwing, how the hell is the enemy going to predict what you're going to throw? Mind games. You want to reach a zen-like state. Reach nirvana. You want... That's zero, Brian. There we go. Turn your Brian off, right? You want to reach nirvana. You want to reach peak enlightenment of stupid. You want to turn your brain, say like you're on 10 at the minute and you're like, oh, I'm academically very smart. I'm a nuclear theorist, a nuclear physicist. I build rocket ships. Just dial that down to -2 and you'll be a top 10 Hitokiri player in no time. I fucking love Hitokiri. I can turn, basically, right, because I'm a reaction player, I don't want to use this. When I use this, my reactions get slower. When I use my brain, I play worse.
Not even joking, right? When I'm tired or I start using my brain to predict things, I play worse than if I just coast through. If I have this on autopilot, bro, I'm sick. I'm literally the best round player you've ever seen. If I start to think about what they're going to throw, I lose. Hitokiri is made for me. I love heavies, as in like the heavy characters. I love hyper armor. Ooh. And I love the ability not to throw lights because I have this weird perceived notion that everybody I go up against will just parry neutral lights because I can. So I believe everybody else can. So I play characters and I rarely throw light attacks. I should really focus on throwing light attacks more because they are very good, but I just don't do it. Hitokiri is the perfect hero for me because I don't have to throw light attacks. So I can coast through games by just trading. Fucking love trading. Coast through trading, throwing random ass heavies at random times, fucking people up with a kick. Oh, do I throw it? Do I do the high kick? Do I do the low kick? Oh, do I feint? Oh, do I dodge attack? This is the thing. There's like 5 actual moves, so all I have to worry about is pressing which buttons when. And I have played Hitokiri so much that I don't actually have to think about what buttons I'm pressing anymore. I just do them, and I get kills. Hitokiri is reach Nirvana, boys. Nirvana of being stupid, and you will play Hitokiri well. This is why people don't like her. She has infinite heavies. People don't like having fun, so no infinite heavies. World's smallest violin for you. Oh no, she's got hyper armor. Oh, did you not predict that maybe she was actually just going to continue to throw the heavy, or when you deflected, you got another heavy in your head? World's smallest violin, boys. Can't even see it, it's so small. Bash. People don't like bashes, especially chargeable bashes with hyper armor. But then everybody doesn't mind Warden having one, when it's essentially the same thing. Curious. Maybe people just... Oh, no, I'm not going to make that joke. Mind games. People don't like it when they get outplayed with mind games. People, as soon as people die to Hitokiri, they'll be like, oh, she's busted. Oh, the hyper armor. Oh, brain dead character. I will agree with the brain dead, but you brain dead to be good. You are tricking your opponent into thinking they know what you're doing, but you don't know what you're doing, so how can they know what you're doing? You want to be 14 steps ahead at any point by not thinking about it. We got that, yeah. Cool. That's the kit. This is why I like her, and this is why people don't like her. You can just... Everything that I said positive about this, just think of it negative. And then, there you go. That's what it is, right? Gucci, we got it. Cool. Now, the fashion. The fashion is a tricky one. I think Hitokiri looks she looks fucking sick. But there's only like 4 headpieces that I like. And like 5 or 6 chest pieces. But those chest pieces and headpieces look goated. She also suffers from the fact of the curse that is shoulder-mounted ornaments. I really don't like shoulder-mounted ornaments on many characters. You will find that if you watch my streams, when I play a DLC character, I rarely have shoulder-mounted ornaments on. There's only a couple of characters that it works on. Blackbriar has a few that work really well. Sundar has one that I like, Sanhu. But that's about it. I don't really like shoulder-mounted ornaments on any of my characters. And I don't... It's just kind of weird that... It's just kind of weird. Some of them, it suits... Blackbriar, yeah, got it. But like Sohei? Why would they be there? Wouldn't he have like the head one? So he could have like Kensei bits on his Sohei helmet? I don't know. But yeah. So I'm going to put the fashion as maced. Which is kind of mid but mostly based. Cool. Her executions are all very brutal. I like them. They're very good. And the fact that if you put her feet on, that allows you to just have hyper armor while executing. Oh yes. Oh yes, because you can make somebody sit through the longest execution ever and their teammates are just there lighting you. And they can't do anything about it. Little known secret, boys.
tiny secret.
Just bash a Hitokiri if you're trying to stop the execution. Oh, right, cool, we've got it. Her feats are cool. You've got literally the funny number 4 button, which people panic at a lot when they realise it's just a long heavy that you can parry or dodge, and then it suddenly becomes very shit. But the sheer panic that they know that they could die if they fuck up is why every Hitokiri takes the funny number 4, because it is a funny number 4. She also has Nobuyuki, I think that's how you say it, which is you get stamina back on hit. That is a must. For Hitokiri to keep your infinite chains up, you need that feat. I can't remember what the other one is. I think I just put a random one on. But the feat's good. But yeah, I think Hitokiri's dope as fuck. I think she's cool. I think he's cool. I think it looks great, plays well. And people just... Hitokiri's like one of them characters that you have to play at their pace. And people don't understand that. It's like... The biggest tip I can give you, specifically you, about fighting a Shigoki or a Hitokiri is just slow down. Slow down. Don't panic too much. Just calm down. Just slow the fuck down. And more often than not, you win. Because when you really think about a kit, it's quite easy. Because you can block like these 2 stages just straight up. You only really need to worry about this one. The bash, if you have a dodge bash, you can just dodge bash and win most of the time. And then light attacks. Basically, if you just... Oh, wow, I'm going to sound like my comment section here in a second. On one specific video. If you just block and dodge, and then just worry about when this comes out, or whether she's going to throw this. It's kind of easy. Because she doesn't get the stamina back if she doesn't hit you. So you can just wait until she goes out of stamina and bully her. She's not that difficult, guys. It's just everybody panics. Hitokiri is... Oh, there we go. Is another hero that only works if you can get the enemy to panic. If you get them to panic, she's great. She's a lot like Highlander. If you get the enemy team to panic with Highlander, you've won. If you get the enemy team to panic with Hitokiri, you've won. But yes, I think... Oh, the rating that I sometimes do. She is a heavy out of... Yes. Yes. She's a heavy out of yes. I'll let you know what that means, but I think she's based.
And anyway, thank you for watching. And I'll catch you, specifically you, John, on the next one.